Welcome to Bill Review Stuff, where I review stuff. Today I'm looking at the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla vs. Kong Heat Ray Godzilla, the translucent version. For me, this is the This is the fourth version of this mold that I've bought from Hiya. It still has where if you get in the pre-order, you catch it right when it comes out. It's still only like around $50. I wanted this one because it has where it's translucent. And from what I've seen, the paint job looks really good. So let's go ahead and get him out of the box. And see all the extra stuff. Because I'm glad he came with an actual breath effect, which is fantastic. Release you from your confines, Godzilla. And there, almost everything's out. Wow, I didn't expect it to be clamshell too. That's awesome. Thud. But yeah, there we go. Translucent Heat Ray Godzilla out of the package. I'm going to mess around with him, and then we'll get to articulation on translucent Heat Ray Godzilla. I've left his head on here for the Heat Ray piece to go in. This is his normal head. It still has the same jaw, same tongue articulation. It has where it's I want to say it's a more shallow kind of head here. I'll pop the other one off. It has where it's carved differently to have where it'll go up further straight up. But with it on there, it still has the same kind of articulation. It can look so far to the right. It can look so far to the left. You know, you can turn it all the way around, things like that. Same ball joints as every release of this figure so far. I don't want to say that and sound like it's like, oh, you know, it's the same thing over like, but it's good when the same is good. Like it's solid, still has ball jointed hands, still has the double barbell at the waist there. You can spin them all the way around if you wanted to. You can see his translucent plastic there if you wanted to. Has where it's carved out a lot right there. Actually, let me see one thing real quick because I have my. Yep, it's the same right there. Just make sure it wasn't like carved out more or anything like that, but the same as that one. But yeah, so you can get them tilted back far enough to be able to do that up and down atomic breath effect there. Still ball jointed hips, still the double hinge knees. They can only go back so far because he's a big old chunky boy, but I love him for it. And he still has the ball jointed feet. They can only move so much because they're huge clawed hoppers, and that's thick boy Godzilla for you. But he still has an excellently articulated tail. You can get that U going on there. It doesn't pop apart easily. Like I'm forcing it pretty hard here to like get it into a U and stuff. And it basically holds where I put it as far as I could. It's still fantastic that way. But I left the breath effect head in here because I wanted to see and shoving it in there, because this is the way it should go in. This is like the top, this is the bottom. It has where it's carved out there. It has like a little, let's see, focus, a little divot right on there, just a little detent, little nub on the side there for it to click in some. Like it's secure in there. Now, it can go straight out, which is super cool. Pretty dope. Over time, though, I think it will droop right here since this is thinner, and it's already starting to kind of do that. If you did like a little stand, you can have it going straight out for an indefinite amount of time because it's the same plastic all the way through. It just has where this is thinner, this is thicker, obviously, because it feels solid as, you know, AF right there. Also, since it's easier to pop the heads off, it's possible that since this is a softer plastic, the weight could just cause the head to pop off if it tilts down too far. But until then, I can take my bootleg Mechagodzilla and he can be, you know, blocking a atomic breath blast from Godzilla, and that's pretty cool to me. And just in case, this is the open mouth for the heat ray. You see where it's got like a bunch of space in there compared to the normal version, so it can get tilted back pretty far, pretty deep. It has where, let's see if I line these up. That's the difference in the head tilt from the ball joint there. So it's a big difference. It's tilted back. It works. Also, here is the segments on there. So let's take these off. The 3 segments is still just a barbell right there. I think someone showed the pre-evolved Hiya version. It had where someone showed where it had like 2 kind of things going here, where it was ball joint and then a ball and ball like that. Until I get it in hand, I don't know about that. I'm still debating on actually like picking it up or not, because I mean it looks good. It probably is the best painted one so far, but even I have where I'm like I have so many of the same Godzilla mold, even though it is like, you know, like this is the definitive one, this is like the best looking one, like I love the eyes on it. Maybe it'll replace my like King of the Monsters one, and I'll keep the Godzilla versus Kong. But yeah, just pop the head on there. It's a ton of detail. It's got the like the gill fins on there, breathing fins, whatever you want to call them. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Get some cool poses out of that. Maybe like even like belly down, just down the barrel Godzilla. The inside of his mouth is kind of hilarious looking, where it's all like crazy smooth for the breath effect. It looks like if he was like laying completely down, it would be like an entrance to a Godzilla shaped building, which is pretty dope. And I see where I need to like heat these up and straighten these out, but again, just some hot water or a heat gun, just wave it back and forth. Don't do like just straight direct on there. And you can heat those up and straighten those out. But I'll go ahead and show the straight up and down breath effect. So yes, he can do the thing. He can do his breath effect straight up and down. It wasn't a big deal doing it. It works. It is, his tail has to be curved. I had to make sure his legs are fully extended straight down. Twisted his upper torso so like the spines disalign there, so it's like off to the side to get him like go that way up. But he did it, and it's fantastic. And yes, I did try to balance Mecha Godzilla on top of that, but it just was not happening. But it's okay. I can just put the indestructible and just hilarious Suko up there. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing you can do. But yeah, that's a pretty solid breath effect. That's it. The plastic on it has where it's very rigid. It does have where it gets, narrower towards his mouth, but like even at the narrow part, it still has where it's rather strong. If you're doing it straight out, I could see like maybe it'll start to droop after a while. But if you have like a support for it, you'll be fine. If you're doing it straight up and down, I think it would be fine. But if it ever gets like kind of bent, just put it in some hot water and just like straighten it out and then cool it with some cool water, and it should be good again. But let's get into a target. Do I think you need to pick up the Hiya Toys Translucent Heat Ray Godzilla? If you don't already have the first one, definitely, because like with that extra heat ray there and the extra parts to just extend his neck out for these attacks and stuff like that, it definitely adds to like the playability, the photography, the posing on your shelf. It's cool as hell. And the translucent spines, the way they pick up the light here is pretty dope. It has where like I just got the light source off to the upper left hand corner here just right, and it's just illuminating the spines, making them glow, and like making it look like they're casting light themselves, like it's originating from them. Heck, if you had like a little like some LED strips or something like that. You could run it along like I won't want to say the cavern, the ridges of his spine, the spaces in between his spines, and just have where you just like light it up yourself or things like that. It's super cool. Um, and I think it pairs nicely with the Kong, Skull Island Kong, because he has that posability to be able to hold the axe with two hands behind his back and not look kind of like weird and awkward. Get it. If you can get it for retail, if you can get it for like $15 more, even, I'd say it was worth it. If it goes out and like it runs out anywhere, and they have where they start selling it for like twice the price, scalping it and stuff like that, it's kind of up to your own personal opinion. Don't go broke trying to get this guy, because they have done reruns of stuff in the past. So if it has where it sells out at any point, there's a chance that like if they don't do a rerun of him, there will be like another translucent, another heat ray Godzilla out there. If it's not for Godzilla versus Kong, maybe it's Godzilla X Kong. They'll do one for that. Heck, they're doing the Evolved Godzilla. They have to, if they're doing this one, they have to do like a translucent or heat ray version of the Evolved Godzilla there, because he has where he uses his heat ray. I need more breath effects. More breath effects for Hiya toys. More breath effects for Monster Arts too. Need them everywhere. Breath effects for everybody. That needs to be a campaign slogan for somebody. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you have this figure? Do you want this figure? Do you have where you have it on order? Do you have where you already have it? Do you have where you decided not to get it? Why didn't you decide not to get it? And I mean, what else? What else is there to say? You got. I want more breath effects. But this has been Billy Beige. I'll see you in the next video.